Hello and welcome to Art and Insurance. Today's case begins with applause and ends with silence. A packed auction room, a winning bid, a record sale, and then, in front of everyone, the artwork begins to destroy itself. This is the 2018 Sotheby's incident involving Banksy and the painting known as Girl with Balloon. In October 2018, the painting was auctioned at Sotheby's in London. The hammer fell at just over £1 million. The sale was complete. Ownership had transferred. Applause filled the room. Then the frame began to hum. Hidden inside was a shredding mechanism that sliced the canvas halfway through as the painting hung on the wall. What looked like a malfunction quickly became clear. This was intentional. The artwork had been programmed to self-destruct the moment it was sold. The room froze. Cameras rolled. History was made. From an artistic standpoint, it was a masterstroke. From an insurance standpoint, it was a nightmare. The immediate question was deceptively simple. Had an insured artwork just been destroyed? Insurance relies on the concept of fortuity. A loss must be accidental, external, and unintended from the insured's perspective. This incident violated all three assumptions, but not in a straightforward way. The destruction was intentional, but not by the buyer. It was internal to the artwork, but not disclosed. And it occurred after the sale, but before removal. So what exactly happened? From a legal perspective, ownership had already transferred to the buyer when the hammer fell. That matters. Any damage occurring after that point would normally fall under the buyer's risk, potentially triggering insurance coverage, but intent changes everything. The shredding was not an accident. It was an integral part of the artist's concept. Banksy later confirmed that the mechanism had been built into the frame years earlier as a statement against the commodification of art. That raises a critical insurance issue. Can something be considered damage if it is the fulfillment of the artwork's design? Insurers do not cover design outcomes. They cover losses. If a building collapses because it was designed to collapse, that is not a covered event. If a sculpture melts because it was made of ice, that is not damage, it is execution. The same logic applies here. Once it became clear that the shredding was intentional and conceptual, the idea of an insurance claim weakened. There was no external peril, no accident, no negligence by the auction house or buyer. The artwork did exactly what it was built to do. But the financial story did not end there. Instead of losing value, the artwork gained it. The partially shredded piece was rebranded as Love is in the Bin. It became more famous than the original Girl with Balloon. When it was later resold, it achieved a significantly higher price than before the shredding. From an insurance perspective, this outcome is critical. Insurance responds to loss, not transformation. Here, there was no loss of value. There was no diminution. There was, in fact, appreciation. Even if a claim had been submitted, there was no measurable financial damage to indemnify. Responsibility, therefore, did not shift to insurers. But the case exposed serious underwriting questions. What if the mechanism had fully destroyed the work? What if value had collapsed instead of rising? What if the buyer had not embraced the concept? Insurers and auction houses learned that conceptual risk is real risk. Today, auction contracts, condition reports, and insurance placements increasingly address embedded mechanisms, artist intent, and non-traditional media risks. Because not all damage comes from fire, water, or impact. Some comes from ideas. The Banksy self-destruction incident shows that, in contemporary art, the line between damage and design can disappear. Insurance is built to respond to accidents, not artistic statements. If you're dealing with art loss, damage, disputed claims, or questions of responsibility around valuable artworks, art and insurance is where investigation meets professional risk management. We analyze real incidents at the intersection of art, money, and liability, from museums to private collections. For expert support in art insurance, valuation, claims handling, or dispute resolution, contact us. Thank you for watching Art and Insurance. See you in the next video.